Distinguished delegates, my name is Jae Ok, a member of the Korean National Assembly. It is indeed a great pleasure for me to be with you, parliamentarians representing countries in Asia and the Pacific, in this beautiful city of Quito. At the outset, I would like to express my deep appreciation to Speaker Gabriela Rivadeneiro Burbano and her staff members in the National Assembly for the outstanding organization of this annual conference. Distinguished delegates, the year 2015 is a significant year, not only for the Asia-Pacific region, but also for the entire global community, as we mark the 70th anniversary of the end of World War II. However, as we usher in 2015, the Asia-Pacific region is still faced with a range of challenges that threaten peace and security in the region, such as conflict of interest between major powers, territorial disputes, and terrorism. The issue that I'm about to discuss is no exception to this reality. In February 2012, North Korea agreed to freeze its nuclear activity, suspend test launches of long-range missiles, and take preliminary steps toward denuclearization. But North Korea broke the deal unilaterally by launching a long-range missile. In 2013, North Korea conducted its third nuclear test and launched short and mid-range ballistic missiles, failing to keep its own commitments. Rather than implement its duties, the North Korean regime seeks to justify its nuclear program by asserting that it is only states with nuclear weapons that have not been invaded by other countries. Furthermore, North Korea adopted the Byungjin line, or a policy of developing the economy and nuclear weapons simultaneously, and proclaimed itself a nuclear power in its revised constitution, practically refusing to abandon its nuclear program. Moreover, in the wake of the adoption of the resolution on the situation of human rights in North Korea at the 69th session of the United Nations General Assembly in 2014, North Korea renewed its threat to spur nuclear armaments, asserting that the six-party talks and the September 19th joint statement have lost its validity. The Republic of Korea and the international community share the same position that North Korea should not be allowed to have neither nuclear weapons nor the status of nuclear power under any circumstances. There exists a consensus among the five parties involved in the six-party talks, namely Korea, US, China, Russia, and Japan, on non-acceptance of the North nuclear weapons and its nuclear status, compliance of the United Nations Security Council resolutions, and the need to have conditions ready for the resumption of dialogue. In addition, the Korean government stays in close consultation with a range of intergovernmental and international bodies such as UN, IAEA, EU, and ASEAN to resolve the North Korean nuclear issue. In fact, it was through this coordinated effort with the international community that a series of strong messages against the North nuclear program have seen the light recently, such as the Brussels G7 Summit Declaration in 2014, resolution adopted at the 58th General Conference of the IAEA in September 2014, and the joint statement of the ASEAN ROK Commemorative Summit in December 2014. The denuclearization of the Korean Peninsula is not the only issue that requires our sustained effort and attention. As was stated in the final report released by the UN Human Rights Council Commission of Inquiry on the Democratic People's Republic of Korea in February 2014, and the resolution on the situation of human rights in the DPRK adopted at the 69th session of the United Nations General Assembly in December 2014, the international community, including the member states of the APPF, needs to pay close attention to the dire human rights situation in North Korea and exert efforts to alleviate the predicament facing North Korean people. The UN resolution that I have just referred to touches upon the importance of inter-Korean dialogue as a tool to enhance the human rights and humanitarian situation in North Korea. The Korean government is ready and willing to engage with the North on this issue, as the government believes that the universal values of human rights should be addressed separately from other outstanding issues. The government of the Republic of Korea has set up the Presidential Committee for Unification Preparation, a public-private consultative body, and this committee offered an official proposal to hold inter-Korean ministerial talks on the issues of common interest, such as economic cooperation and the reunion of divided families in December 2014. Along with the efforts by the government, there are ongoing discussions at the Korean National Assembly to explore ways of improving inter-Korean relations. A special committee on the development of inter-Korean relations and exchange and cooperation has been established to discuss ways of enhancing inter-Korean relations and normalizing and promoting exchange and cooperation between the two Koreas. In December 2014, the National Assembly adopted the resolution on preparing consensus-based unification and calling for the resumption of inter-Korean dialogue, calling on the authorities in Seoul and Pyongyang to hold talks without any conditions, and renewing its commitment to make multifaceted efforts at the parliamentary level, including the possibility of holding inter-Korean parliamentary talks. Inter-Korean dialogue has been promoted at the government level alone up until now. However, I believe there is a role that can be played by the National Assembly. The National Assembly serves as a venue for the public to voice their views and build consensus on unification, and for members of the ruling and opposition parties to reach bipartisan agreement and ensure the continuity of the North Korean policy. Therefore, holding inter-Korean parliamentary talks will provide a great opportunity to prime the pump for the resumption of dialogue between the authorities and diversify communication channels between the two Koreas. The government and the National Assembly of the Republic of Korea will appreciate the keen interest and support of the distinguished members present here today. Thank you for your attention.